In this guide, we are going to talk about creating light maps for your 3D design for the purpose of viewing the scene on an Android device. Switch to the Virtual Reality Workbench in SimLab Composer. Select an object in the scene and from the Light Bake menu, select Bake Lights. In the Light Baking dialog, you can set the minimum and maximum size for the light maps, where in the case of the baking maps for multiple objects, the minimum value would be assigned to the small objects, while the maximum value would be assigned to the larger ones. You can also determine the sample per pixel value, which would determine the quality of the baked map. The geometry processing method can be set to top quality to deal with complicated objects in terms of their design, but for a simple design, setting it to fast would be sufficient. Click OK to start baking the lights and shadows. As you can see, shadow and light values are baked on the object, which gives the object the feel of a rendered 3D geometry. An additional valuable trait for light baking is the ability to change the object material while maintaining the light and shadow values of the object. This would allow us to create several options of the object material using states, and not having to create a light map for each material. Select all the objects in the scene and from the Light Bake menu, select Bake Lights. Once the baking process is complete, we can proceed to transferring the scene to an Android device. Go to the Showroom menu and select Export to File. Save the file on your hard drive, then run the Showroom utility. The Showroom serves as a management tool where you can upload, share, and view 3D scenes in virtual reality, desktop, and mobile. Click on the Add icon to the left. Click on Browse and select the file you previously saved in Composer. You can add an image to display as a thumbnail for the 3D scene, and you can also modify the information related to the 3D scene in the active edit mode. Once you're done with creating the metadata for the file, click on the Create Package icon and save the file on your Android device. On your Android device, run the SimLab VR viewer. Press on the Add icon to add 3D scenes to the viewer. Select File Manager and navigate to the package you exported from the showroom. The scene is now added to the SimLab VR viewer, and you can access the 3D scene by pressing on its thumbnail. Use the white circle to the bottom right corner to look around you. To interact with objects, simply press on the object that has an action attached to it. To move around, use the white circle to the bottom left corner. Light baking is a revolutionary feature offered by SimLab Composer. It greatly enhances the appearance of your 3D design with very few steps, and it assures a smoother performance on Android devices, since the 3D viewer uses the pre-calculated light and shadow values in the 3D scene.